welcome. Please leave a like and subscribe if you enjoy the content. Hey, Goobers, today we're gonna be going through some Reddit posts, the casual. Well, actually, not too casual. Some toxic families.
I'm gonna get into the first one. You ready?
Yep.
Am I the asshole for telling my parents that I never asked for a brother? My 34 male, I'm guessing that's his age, dog passed away last month. My brother, 22 male, said, I know how you feel. I felt the same way when Iron Man died. I just stared at him before telling him he must be dumb as rocks if he thinks he can compare my dog to a fictional character. He then said, it's only a dog though. At that point, I said some harsh stuff to him. I told him he is only someone who has the same parents as me and doesn't mean anything more than that, and that I never cared about him. I didn't mean it, of course. I did used to care about him before what he said when my dog died. But I was angry. I wanted to lash out. I wanted to just shout at him and get out of my place. I no longer want him in my life. Our parents later told me I shouldn't have treated him, my little brother, that way, and that they raised me better than that. They told me that I should apologize since he's my brother, so I told them that I never asked them for a little brother. They seem really hurt. Did I go too far? So.
Ooh, that's. Whew, that's out there a little bit.
His brother is, 22? And he said, yeah, man, I know how it feels that your dog died. It's just like when Iron Man died, and it...
A 22-year-old that's obsessed with Iron Man, I can't picture that. I can't.
I've had too many people at school that were obsessed with Marvel.
But, on that much of a level, I'm just curious about, how close was the brother to the dog, though? Dang.
What do you mean, how OP is? To the dog? Or are you talking about his brother? His brother, it's not his dog, so he's not gonna really care, but it's clear that his brother hasn't gone through any loss.
Yeah.
If you can compare, your grief to Iron Man dying, then I think your life is going pretty well,
Yeah.
God, and when you read this, it's I don't know, you expect both of them to be a lot younger.
Yeah, that's what it sounds like. It sounds like around the ages of 10 or something, young, not 20 years old. Yeah, that's how it sounds.
And it's great. I'm reading these comments, and if you were 6, I'd say not the asshole, but 34? I'm a dog lover and cut my sister's hair for calling my dog ugly. I was 4. You could have made your point that he was being insensitive, unwelcome, without completely losing your crap. You went too far. You're the asshole.
Yeah, I think I'm leaning more to that, yeah. With the age, yeah.
Well, I'm not gonna lie. I'm a big pet lover, and I don't know, because I feel like in the moment I probably would say something harsh, but I don't think I would say on the lines of, you're not my sibling anymore. I don't know who you are. Maybe they were telling a bad joke. I just remembered something I said when I was 16. Oh God, yeah. Are you ready for this?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Okay, so this is like a similar situation, but this is when I was 16. Okay, it was a bad joke at a bad time. It's really cringy, and I hate that I said it in that moment. I was 14, and my dad's dog passed away, and he came back crying, and I knew this was too soon, but I was just like, I didn't know what to say, and I didn't know how to like really comfort him, and I said, well, I'm sure gonna miss her farts. And he gave the dirtiest look. He was so mad at me. And I think we all go through it once in our life where we were like, oh, wrong time, too soon, bad joke, shouldn't have said anything. I think when it comes to this situation, you just say I'm sorry for your loss. Don't even try to make a joke or anything. When it comes to that serious, I think they're both the asshole though, but like, I guess on like a lower scale. Like, I've seen crazier stuff on here.
Yeah, what was your dad's facial expression when he said that? Was it like...
he was disgusted. He looked so disgusted. And then, I mean, like, after a while, months later, he laughed about it now, but like, back then, oh god, in that moment, it was not good.
Yeah, I can imagine. What the heck?
Like, I didn't know what the heck. I was very socially awkward and a sheltered child. I don't know.
I've done similar things. I just can't think of any right off the top of my head, but yeah.
Yeah, okay, so it's pretty much everyone sucks here. Like, that's what they're all saying. Like, no one's fun here. That's like third option. He's the asshole, but on a lower scale. I get it. Alright, you ready for the next one?
Yeah.
Am I the asshole for literally showing my dad how he behaves every day when he gets home from work?
Here we go.
OP's age 16, father 46, is the breadwinner, while my mom is a sham? I hope I said that right. She handles everything around the house, like cooking, mopping, washing laundry, etc. I'm the oldest and I try to help, but really there's only so much I can do while my dad just gets home at the end of the day and lately complains about everything, like how the carpet isn't clean or how the food is cold. As a result, I have to listen to a huge argument daily between him and mom. It's exhausting, but honestly, I think that my dad is in the wrong here. I tried talking to him to get him to see his behavior, but no avail. So what I did was pick a day off for him and pretend to act like him. I put together an outfit that looked like a suit and put black tape over my lips to look like a mustache at 6 p.m. I went inside the house, shouted, "I'm home!" then sat next to him in the living room and started kicking my shoes while complaining about the state of the house at the top of my lungs. He glanced at me confused, asking what I was doing. I ignored him and then started yelling about the carpet being so dirty, shower not ready, the kids needing to be quiet, and so on. He kept staring while mom and my siblings laughed. My youngest brother kept pointing towards me, saying, "This is daddy." I proceeded to yell about dinner, then berated my mom for not preparing it before time. My dad stopped me in a serious tone what I was doing. I turned to him and said, "What? Can't a man effing rest after working long hours?" And the most macho I could muster. My dad got the hint because this was a common phrase he uses daily. He went quiet and avoided looking at me. I stopped the act and told him I was trying to show him what he's like every day when he comes home from work. He said nothing. He just went outside and refused to speak to me. Later, he went on about how I mocked and invalidated him, that he does work hard, and me doing this was disrespectful and invalidating. Mom said it was funny, but also thought I hurt Dad's feelings, and I could have gotten the message across some other way instead. Am I the asshole? Oh my god, I'm not gonna lie, that's funny.
Yeah, that one's great. I enjoyed like comedy side of that.
I had the guts to do that to my dad. Oh man, if I was dressed in a suit and I came out, if first were to come out, he'd be screaming. He already know instantly. He thinks everything's against him. Would not even let me have a sentence out before he yells. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I can see that being a thing. Like, you know, for all the details. Oh, what about your dad? Yeah. Nah, not the asshole. Definitely, like, just the dad should be coming home in that type of mood, and like, even if he was having problems with the household not being clean or whatever, he should just like take it up with his wife in private and be like, hey, can we try to improve on this? Not freaking just complain about it, you know?
You know, and I'm not gonna lie, like, this low-key sounds like my dad, so I feel like, because, you know, some people, they're probably gonna be in the comments like, you hurt his feelings, you know?
Mm-hmm.
But it's overwhelming, not the asshole.
Yeah.
Because it's like you pretty much held up a mirror and you people are saying that this is hilarious. But pretty much, I mean, when you're that age, I remember I tried talking to my dad about his behavior. I didn't like how you did this, whatever, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Instantly in my face, just deflecting, all that. It really depends on the parent.
It really
You're
does.
able to talk to them about it, because, you know, with my mom, I'd be like, hey, I don't like this comment you made earlier, and then we just calmly talk about it. But oh my god, with him deflecting to the extreme, just putting stuff on me and all kinds of stuff, and it's just like, bruh.
I mean, it takes a certain level of maturity to actually sit down and like talk with someone about your flaws and be like, okay, yeah, I do need to work on this and change this, you know?
Like that. And I mean, I have my flaws, and, you know, I talked to Mom earlier about that, you know, trying to improve on myself and work on myself, because no matter how much you think you're mature, you always gotta work on yourself no matter what.
Yeah, there's always room for improvement, they say.
Yeah. Yeah, with this father, there's definitely room for improvement.
There's plenty of room for that father in that story, definitely.
If the mother found it hilarious, there has to be something really telling if she's even laughing too.
Yeah, for real.
But I'm surprised he didn't scream at her.
Oh yeah, it's actually a good thing just to hear that it pretty much went pretty smoothly for the most part, with just, you know, him walking out, taking some time to self-deflect. I think that took, you know, at least a little bit of maturity in itself, and not just lashing out at everyone, you know?
Yeah, for sure.
So yeah, the dad didn't handle it completely bad. I mean, yeah, hopefully he changed up his ways afterwards or something, instead of, you know, coming home in a negative attitude. Because if you come in having a negative attitude, that affects everyone else in the household.
Yeah. Alright, you ready for the next story?
Yeah.
Am I the asshole for telling my sister I will never accept her or her life choices? I'm grounded with no phone, so I'm using an old phone with 20% battery, so this has to be rushed. Excuse the grammar. I feel that age. They're 16, so I feel that when I was that age. Gotta have a secret phone. I have a half sister, 29, from my mother's first marriage. We had a good relationship given the age difference. A few months ago, it came out she was an adult actress. Her bio. Dad disowned her, which made my mom super protective. She made her out to be this brave, amazing person. I didn't say shit even when they'd have casual conversations about her work at the dinner table. Someone from my school found out about a week ago, and her videos have been sent around. Jeez.
Oof.
The only thing stands go for me is summer break has already started, so I can at least hide somewhat from everything. I'm praying another scandal happens before September. I'm not going into details of what's been happening, but I've lost friends and was forced to delete all social media. I've been staying in my room mostly and not been able to even look at my sister. She didn't know till tonight. But one of my remaining friends' moms reached out to my mom asking about everything. I don't know what was said, but I heard yelling from my mom's end. Then she demanded me down to the living room, then called my sister and my dad for a family meeting. Long story short, Mom is angry at me for not defending my sister, and she wants me to reopen my TikTok account to make a public message defending her and name shaming basically most of my school. I know this will make it worse, so I told her no. My sister was quite upset, so she asked me, was I ashamed of her, and demanded me to explain why I couldn't support her. I was so angry at this stage, I screamed this was all her fault, that I would never support her life or her life choices, and I wish she wasn't my sister because my life has been hell, yet she has the nerve to play victim. It really got heated to the point my dad walked me into my room and told me to stay there. Mom came later, took my phone, and told me to pack my stuff. I'll be staying with my aunt, Dad's sister, for the foreseeable future because she can't stand to be around me right now. I hear them in my sister's room. She's still crying and my mom's comforting. Okay.
Oof.
Yeah, okay, so that's ridiculous. For the mom to be like, hey, you're 16 and everything, why didn't you defend your adult sister at school? Like, what? That is her own business, honestly. She does not need to get involved. She's a child. She doesn't need to be like, woo, work it, sis. School, leave my sister alone. Like, what the heck?
Yeah, that's not an age gap for that, or like even being in
I feel
school.
like if you're that age, just and you shouldn't even be able to comment on that. I don't know how they got spread around her school, but maybe it's just a small town.
Yeah.
That is ridiculous. And just because, you know, the daughter is saying, I'm not gonna support it, that's fine. She doesn't need to know about it. In all honesty, that's her sister's business.
Yeah.
Alright, so here's the edit. So edit. Hi guys, well this post blew up overnight. I've had a mini update for everyone, but first I want to clear some things up that keeps getting said in the comments. First, there's a few people in the comments saying, well, who did you tell, or you must have shown people, that's how they found out. I don't know how anyone found out. Maybe they were watching movies and recognized her, as we live in a small town. See, that's what I thought.
Yeah.
Where everyone knows everyone. I'll probably never find out, but I sure as shit didn't go around showing videos of my sister.
Of course not.
Anymore, thinking it lacks common sense. 2, for those of you saying it's none of my business and she can do what she wants, yes, she can do what she wants, but I'm being bullied and harassed over, so it is my business because it's affecting me.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I mean, the parents really, like, especially the mother made it her business, and it is her business, but before this, if it didn't involve her, if she wasn't getting bullied and harassed, no, it shouldn't have been said to her.
Right.
But it's just awful. Alright, 3, I know people mean well tell me I should get my school involved, but we are on summer break, so it's been happening out of school. As there's so many involved, it will only be worse on me. 4, some people kept saying I'm leaving out stuff. What more do you actually want to know? The only thing I've left out was the details of bullying for privacy reasons. Wow, that's a lot. I've never been in that situation of someone having an OnlyFans that I know.
Yeah.
But I mean, like, if everyone was an adult in this situation and, you know, no one was getting bullied and harassed, sure, you know, I'd be, like, supportive if it's, like, a child getting involved and mom being like, you gotta get on TikTok and support her. Like, that is so weird.
That just shows, like, how, like, toxic social media can we get once families get too involved with it. Like, yeah, this is hard to explain, but yeah, you know I'm going with that.
And what about OP? You know, she's 16. Where is the support from the mother for her? You know, like,
Yeah.
why isn't she going on TikTok and defending her 16-year-old daughter, being like she is not involved? You know, like,
it's like favoritism.
You want to protect the grown adult that could fully chill on her own and everything, more so than a child. There's an update.
Okay.
Alright. My dad came into my room last night to give me back my phone, and we ended up talking about everything. I reopened my socials to show him what I've been dealing with and told him about what my mother said, which he got super angry about. My parents have been fighting nonstop since 6 a.m., which is scary because I've never heard my dad yell before. Basically, he told my mom that if anyone is leaving, it's going to be her and her daughter prematurely. We end up leaving because he's sick of her ruining everyone's relationship and lives over my sister's career. I think I heard him say he gets some shit at work too, but I didn't clearly hear. I heard him say he wants a divorce. Don't know if it was the heat of the moment or if he's serious though.
Dang, that must hit a different nerve though, like hearing stuff about your daughter while you're at work, about her career or whatever. Yikes. I can actually see why he doesn't like.
When he said, I think I heard him say he's gonna get some shit at work too. I don't know if he meant like he's gonna go. I don't know. But alright, let's continue on. My sister came into the room telling me all this was my fault, and I'm a disgusting person with internalized misogyny. Said I should have came to her and she would have helped me deal with it by some stupid comebacks that I've seen people also mention in the comments. I told her this was all her fault because everything leads back to her, and unlike our mom, I'm not going to enable her or lie to her about the reality of the situation. What's going through is her fault, and I'll probably move schools. She told me she'll talk to me more when I'm mature enough to have an adult conversation and live in the real world. Oh boy. I told her I leave this house. I will never speak to her or our mother ever again. She left the room in a huff, and I heard her downstairs screaming at my dad. I locked the door and blasted my music so I couldn't hear anymore. I dare not to open it when my mom demanded to speak to me. As of now, my mother and sister are out of the house. My parents agreed that me and my dad will go to my aunt's for a week so everyone can cool down. My dad said to me he might just look for a permanent place up there for us, me and him. But again, he's angry, so who knows. I might update in a few weeks if something happens, but I do know my relationship with my sister, especially my mother, will never be okay again. This was 4 days ago. Oh, this is happening right now, babe.
Dang.
Right now. Oh, wow. Definitely not the asshole. Oh my god. Sister is so I can't. Saying she'll talk to me when I'm mature enough to have an adult conversation, it's like you already brought adult conversation on her.
Right? Easy.
Honestly, I hope that their parents get a divorce. That is just something that you can't go back on. If the mother is gonna enable that and not be a mother to both children, then fine. I think the only way I would get it if it wasn't so spread around, you know?
Yeah. I guess so, like, that really depends on, like, the publisher or whatever and stuff like that.
And, like, how did her stuff go everywhere? Like, I just don't know how OnlyFans get leaked. I guess maybe it's a common thing. I don't know. But it's like, I've seen people post OnlyFans on Facebook, and it's like, yo.
Right. Seems like that's the most easiest to get leaked is OnlyFans, but
Well, no. Like, I'm saying it's nasty. People who put it on Facebook, because isn't that mostly just family members that you have added?
you have a point.
That is awful. But I don't know if that's what she does or if it's videos or what. But even still, it's involving a child in this situation. When is the mother thinking of having her younger daughter be like, OnlyFans is cool, it's fine? Or I'm not, trying to shame anyone who does OnlyFans. Everyone does their own thing, and that's fine. But bringing a child into the situation,
that's like your personal business, and you should try to keep, stuff like that between yourself and only you, pretty much, and the people you actually do business with. That's just a strictly business thing, I feel like.
Say in this case, yeah, okay, it got leaked, right? The sister and the mother should be supportive of the 16-year-old. Seems like she's getting the most of it. She's getting bullied and harassed outside of school. Usually schools, like, they say they can't handle it because it's outside of school. Like, that's when they can't handle it, which it's just like, alright.
Yeah.
So school system failing us again. That family is awful. The mother is the asshole. The sister's asshole, and the only ones that aren't is the dad and OP. And the aunt for actually letting them stay over there, so, for a week.
Yeah.
Alright. Am I the asshole for telling my sister to stop announcing she's pregnant until she confirm it's not another miscarriage?
Yikes.
My 21 male, my sister 29 female, and her husband are trying to conceive for over 3 to 4 years. Her past history is positive for 2 ectopic pregnancy and 2 miscarriages, and every time she states that she's pregnant, we rise our hopes and start to make a party. Then poof, she loses it. Today she visited our family and seemed super happy, and Mom asked what's behind her smile, and she said she got great news. She's pregnant now and on her 2nd month, and everything's going great according to the doctor and recent ultrasound, and she wants to announce it this time to our relatives too. To be honest, I told her something along the lines of announcing it at 2 months. That's too early, probably. It's another miscarriage. Probably it's another miscarriage like the previous ones. Her recent one was 2 to 3 months, and she better confirm it first. She got really pissed and said I was mean and I hurt her feelings. My mom called me the asshole for being insensitive, but I think it's just being logical. I did not like the way he worded that at all. Poof,
Yeah.
she loses it. Like, it's downplaying something that's tragic.
As you may know, like, everyone may know, the person that actually has the miscarriage, that person takes the most of the pain and, you know, all that. And not just pain, like, mentally, physically, all that, you know.
Someone said, this is either bait or you're Satan. There's a lot of you're the asshole, and they're like, oh goody, ... Another logical man just keeps telling everyone the truth. I roll. Here's some logic for you. It's not your business. Stay out of it. You're the asshole.
Yeah, pretty much. That's where I stand on it, but
Yeah, well, he's a man. He's a man. I mean, he doesn't know anything about pregnancies. If she's been having it multiple times, I mean, it must be devastating for her. All you can do is to be supportive the best you can. Like, he kind of says it almost like in an annoyance way, like, oh, I'm annoyed you're telling me about your pregnancy.
yeah, like, that's something he could have kept to himself. She's already been through enough. Like, that couple both went through so much throughout those miscarriages. And just hearing that, yeah, that probably hit a different note. Like, I wouldn't blame the fiance, boyfriend, can't remember which one it was. I wouldn't blame him if he, like, you know, almost wanted to throw hands with him at that point.
I don't think the husband was there. I think it was just the sister, OP, and the mother.
Yeah. I'm just saying.
She should just turn around like the first story and be like, well, I never asked for a brother.
Yeah. Like, this man was just trying to fight.
Yeah, he's definitely the asshole. Alright, next one. Alright. I needed some water after drinking. After reading, not drinking. Yeah, I'm drinking the stories. My nutrients is from Reddit stories, which would actually explain a lot of Redditors and why they're so brain dead in the comments sometimes. Alright, you ready?
Yeah. Let's get it.
Am I the asshole for canceling the entire vacation when I found out my stepdaughter deliberately hid my daughter's passport to get her to stay home? I've been married to my wife, Beth, for 5 years. I have a biological daughter named Jessica. She's 18. And I also have 2 stepdaughters named Monica and Leah. They're 25 and 28. Both are single moms and live with us currently. There's been issues about my stepdaughters asking my daughter to babysit the kids. Jessica didn't have a problem with it at first. This is what she does to earn money. But since her stepsisters don't pay her much, she just refused to babysit. We worked this out by having my wife take care of paying for the babysitting. My God, what is this, Cinderella so far? The two evil stepsisters that don't pay for babysitting?
Right.
Work for free for me. Actually, I can relate to the free babysitting. It's not fun. Asked to get paid. I planned a family vacation for 3 days and everyone wanted to go. However, both Monica and Leah suggested that Jessica stay home and watch the kids since Beth doesn't want her grandkids to come. They said it's because the kids are used to Jessica, and hiring another babysitter would cause issues. And also said that Jessica isn't too fond of our destination, but it was obvious that Jessica wanted to go. They insisted, and Beth offered to pay her double, and there was just a lot of back and forth on this till I demanded they stop bringing it up. We were supposed to go last week, but when everyone had bagged their bags and it was time to go, Jessica found out that she didn't have her passport on her. We searched her bag, then went home and searched there. Beth and the stepdaughters kept insisting that we go back to the airport or else we'd miss our flight. They insisted that Jessica stay at home with the kids. They even told the new babysitter to go home because she was no longer needed. I refused to go and kept searching for the passport till Monica admitted that she helped Leah hide Jessica's passport to get her to stay home with the kids. I was livid. I tried to get her to tell me where it was, but she said Leah had it. Leah denied, so I threatened to cancel the vacation. That's when they gave it back. I decided to actually cancel the vacation and blew up at both of them and berated them. They stayed upstairs for a while, and Beth refused to speak to me and said that I punished my stepdaughters for worrying about their kids and wanting them to stay with someone they know. I got told I overreacted and ruined the trip for everyone. Editing to mention that kicking my stepdaughters out isn't possible since my wife co-owns the house that we currently live in. Oh my God, get a divorce at that point then. You're older than the daughter.
It's crazy that the oldest ones are getting babied more than the youngest ones. It's ridiculous. Did I hear that right? That the mom had to pay for, the youngest daughter to babysit?
Yeah, the youngest daughter. What threw me off was both Monica and Leah suggested that Jessica stay home and watch the kids since Beth doesn't want her grandkids to come. So it's like, is the mother in on it? It seemed like she is because she offered to pay her double.
Yeah. Trying to bribe. That's just dirty.
I bet you the mom married the father just for money.
Something. Ain't no telling.
So, I mean, the person who is typing all this is the father, and he's obviously not the asshole. He's standing up for his daughter, and that's what he needs to do. I mean, regardless if it's blood related or not, if your child is getting bullied like this, no matter if they're 18 or what, this is like, that's too much.
Yeah, that's like, you can't just sit there and let one child get taken advantage of by the mother and then the two sisters. Yeah, that's just ridiculous.
Yeah, okay, so we got, let's see, I think this is a top comment. Not the asshole. To be honest, I would have kicked your wife and the lazy, no-good stepchildren out right then and there and ended the marriage. if they were 12, I might understand this level of entitlement and immaturity. But in their late 20s? Question mark, question mark. And WTF with your wife? Question mark. She should have roasted them for pulling this BS. Yeah, I agree. If they were 12, I would get it. I'd be like, okay, you know, you probably learned it from the mom, and obviously they're in their late 20s and still fucking learned it from their mom. Yeah, this feels like Cinderella.
Yeah.
The evil stepmother and the daughter that has to watch kids for free.
And then the
I can
other
only imagine who cleans the house too.
right?
And I bet you the daughters are not the type of parents to clean up after their kids. I bet you someone else has to do it too.
Mm-hmm.
The husband answered. OP did. So someone said, not the asshole, you don't just have stepdaughter problem, you have a wife problem. I would rethink your current family situation and how your daughter is being treated. And OP replied, you're right. After seeing where my wife stands in this, I'm beginning to consider some things.
Mm-hmm.
This was 2 months ago. You know, someone said to kick out the stepdaughters out of the curb, and OP replied, I'm afraid this is not an option since my wife co-owns the house.
Dang, you gotta go stay out in the yard in some tents or something.
Poor daughter in this, and yeah, definitely a father too, because he's gonna have to go through a divorce.
Yeah, not unless the two stepdaughters actually like end up moving out in their own homes, which I doubt.
No, they are gonna be just a leech to the mother and the father, being like, we're gonna stay here and you can take care of our kids. Living with someone who is that entitled and immature, and you gotta take care of someone's kids for free, you can only imagine. Am I the asshole for banishing my teenage daughter's friend from our house because she made fun of my weight?
Oh.
You ready?
Yeah.
I, 37 female, have 2 kids with my husband, 41 male, a 14-year-old daughter and a 10-year-old son. Our daughter has always been a little socially awkward, to the point that we had her tested since we suspected of her being on the spectrum. Turns out she isn't on the spectrum, she's just a natural introvert. However, this year in school, we were thrilled when our daughter made a new friend her age, since that is in the area which she struggles. Long story short, she recently invited her friend over with our approval to have dinner at our house and then spend the night. So my daughter's friend came over. My husband is usually the cook in the family, and this night was no exception. He made all of us a really nice meal. During the course of the meal, I asked my daughter's friend, are you enjoying the food? She responded, yes. Your husband is a great cook. No wonder you've ended up a bigger woman.
Oh.
The room got quiet for several moments. My husband tried to laugh it off and change the subject, but I wasn't having it. The girl had just leveled a completely uncalled for insult at me. My daughter's friend seemed to realize that she messed up, but she didn't say anything else. We finished an awkward dinner in mostly silence, and my daughter's friend did stay the night. This was a couple of months ago. Recently, my daughter asked if she could have her friend back over, and I told her sure if she's going to apologize to me. When our daughter asked what I meant, I reminded her of what she said. My daughter responded that was over and she didn't want to bring it up again. She then went to her father and asked, and he said sure. But she then told him what I said. He came to me and said, daughter's friend just felt awkward and tried to make a joke. It didn't land. For the sake of our daughter, can't you just let it go? Yes, I could, but the thing is, I want an apology from the girl. I need to see that she understands how rude she was. I can get on board with her and my daughter hanging out. My husband says that I'm being weird for insisting an apology from a 14-year-old, especially since that girl is a good friend of our daughter. I think it's weird that I'm still waiting for an apology from the same girl. Seriously, that's all I need. I just need to know that any friend of my daughter is willing to own up to her screw-ups. Well, no wonder why this child doesn't have any friends over. They're 14. You're gonna say dumb stuff. You're gonna make dumb jokes like me earlier.
It is an important lesson to, like, know that you was wrong and apologize for it. But, like, of course it's gonna be hard to, like, get that through a teenager's head, and like only the parents.
I feel like she's very embarrassed about it. I feel like she maybe realized after and was like, oh, for it to be like a month or two, a couple months, and she's like, I'm still waiting for an apology. Is her, you need to chill.
Yeah, at that point, with how long that time has passed, like, she could have brought it up, like, right after the night happened, like, maybe had, like, a private conversation with the girl's parents, but, like, look, she said something that kind of offended me. You might want to have a talk with your daughter about it.
Yeah, I've seen worse and dealt with worse. Like, I had a friend over, and this was in 6th grade, and oh my god, I didn't want her to come back, and neither did my dad. She kept on going into rooms she wasn't supposed to. Like, she told me, oh, I'm gonna go to the bathroom. And then, like, she'd go in a completely different room, and I'm just like, what the heck?
That's suspicious.
And she clogged the toilet. Like, she took a massive dump in the toilet, did not even flush it.
Damn.
And she broke like a couple of my bracelets. I don't know why. She just did. And like at one point my radio wasn't even working. Like, she broke that.
What the heck?
And yeah, I don't know what the heck happened. I think I went to the bathroom or talked to my dad or something, and it just wasn't working. And yeah, I think my dad told me she might have stolen something. But it's just like, that I would understand if you were like, she's not coming back, she stole something. But and for the daughter to be like, she has no social interaction, and you're excited, and the first friend she gets, you're upset and you're gonna banish the friend. Like, that's not gonna help your daughter. It's really unfair.
Yeah, her best bet would have been to get that beef right then, settled out and out the way, so it wouldn't affect him in the long term,
Well, even still, I wouldn't necessarily call it beef. I would just simply be like, hey, I didn't like that comment of what you said. You realize that how that could come off as insensitive. Like, you can calmly talk to a 14-year-old.
But you know what I'm saying. I wouldn't call it beef. It's more so like, just giving some advice to someone that's younger than you and that's still alone. But before waiting 2 months, been like, oh, I'm waiting for an apology. Shit, if we can expect one after that long. you long overdue for that. Whew. That's done expired. It's like a hospital waiting on you to pay bill off. That's like 7 years overdue.
I'm gonna wait that 7 years. But yeah, she's the asshole. So who? I'm gonna ask you a couple questions. All right. Who do you think was the biggest a-hole in the video?
The biggest asshole in the video. The guy that had to open his mouth about the miscarriages and stuff. That one. Yeah, the one that said, oh, can you wait a couple more months before you make it official or something like that? It's like,
I'd say he's pretty up there, but in my opinion, I think it was the mother that was like all support for her adult like her adult
Oh,
daughter,
that one
but the
too.
16-year-old, you know, she just leave her out in the wild, let people bully you, whatever.
Yeah, that one.
To
Yeah, that one
expose
takes the
her to
cake.
so much. She is the biggest one out of all of them.
Yeah, that one takes the cake. Yeah.
Now, who do you think is iconic in this one? The best person in this one that's funny.
Best person that's funny. Give me an example real quick.
I'll give you my answer. I would say the daughter who dresses up like her father just to yell like him as
Oh
an
my gosh.
example. That was so funny.
Yeah, that was up. That was the first one, but that one was great.
She is a legend, and my goodness, kudos to her to be able to do that in front of her dad. I know I would not even survive the first sentence. That has been r/am I the asshole. How'd you feel about it?
It was pretty fun actually. I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Alright, do the outro.
Thanks everyone for watching all the way through. Leave a like and subscribe, and come back, you Goobles. Come back, you Goobles. I don't know.
It's the cake. Just stop. We have is beautiful. You can't destroy it. That's just deep, bro. That's deep.
Fat bitch.